Hi everyone, it's Trisha, the Inky Planner, and I am up on the blog today just talking a little bit about what I do when I get brand new stamps, because I do have a little process that I go through, and I just thought maybe you guys might be getting some stamps for the first time or just trying out some new stamps from different companies, and maybe you would like to experiment the way that I do. So I am super excited to be opening up my goodies from Sweet Stamp Shop that I just got. Some of these beautiful stamp sets, and they're so inspiring. And I don't know about you guys, but when I start to see stamp sets in person and when I start playing with them, it's like ideas just start like tumbling around in my brain of ways that I can use them. So the first thing that I do, when I have a little time, of course, is pull out my stamps. I grab a piece of scratch paper, and I like to grab the same paper that I use in my planner. So this is the same 32-pound copy paper that I print my inserts on. And then I literally go through and stamp every single image. Just because sometimes you get it down on paper, and again, it just kind of sparks ideas, or you see it in a different way. Like once it's separate from everything in the pack, you see it in a different way. I also like to be able to check sizing. So like this box, what I want to know is, and this, I'll show it to you on the sheet here, but this square box with the dashed line inside. So I want to see, does that fit horizontally in my columns of my planner inserts, or does it fit vertically? Could I use it both ways? Even if it doesn't, that doesn't mean, I probably still will use it both ways, but I could stamp this box on a separate sheet of paper, cut it out, and then lay it in as like a sticker. But I just want to kind of have my mind start tumbling around all those ideas. So I'm just going to grab any ink. I'm just going to reach over next to me here and pull out one of my Stampin' Up! Inks. These are always some of my favorites. Brand new stamps sometimes need a little seasoning, and sometimes that just means stamp them out a couple of times in a row, and that'll just get the surface of the stamp kind of ready to accept ink. Or you can kind of gently rub it on the back of your hand. Like I said, people have different ways to do this, but I'm just going to ink it up and stamp it down, and I get an awesome impression. Let's do it again. Oop, that time I didn't hold it down so well. So I love that cool box. And what I can do is I'm going to pull out the inserts that I use, and obviously, so I can just kind of line that up. Obviously, that'll work great as a vertical box. And if I turn it sideways, it looks like it just fits as a horizontal box too. It would sort of just hit on the edges of those lines, but it could totally work. So I'm loving that. This gives me a lot of flexibility. And, again, this is like when I open up a brand new stamp set, I want to think about what are all my possibilities with each one of these stamps. So now I'm taking this circle that has like a little break in the circle here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of prime it on the back of my hand and ink it up here. Make sure it's kind of inked up well, and it sometimes takes a couple of, well, that stamped beautifully the first time, so these are such high quality stamps that it's not taking a couple of times, but I'm just stamping this out. And the other thing I like to kind of pay attention to is different combinations. So, I'm out of the corner of my eye, I'm seeing my icons, this basic icon sheet from Sweet Stamp Shop, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's a million combinations that you could use here. So just for example, this tiny little sun and clouds, like a weather icon. And if I wanted to stamp that, and just write in, you know, like the temperature, how cute would that be in a bullet journal for the day, or at the top of your daily page to tell you what the forecast for the day would be? Anybody who tracks something like that. So I just think that is adorable. And I think the possibilities with this guy are pretty much endless, just as long as the size works within this little opening. But that, as I can see, just tons of use. Like even, I'm going to grab this little, I don't know what this is, a little Slurpee or a Frappuccino type of a cup. And this one I would probably do on a different angle. I would probably rotate that circle, but you know, I could just have an event in my planner that said like coffee date, you know, something like that if I was meeting someone for coffee. So I love when I first get some stamps, I love to just sit here and play. I'm not really planning out a week. These are just all sort of hypothetical scenarios, but I do love to get the ball rolling, get my creative juices flowing with all these guys. Of course, I'm not going to make you watch me stamp through every single one of these, but I just want to kind of give you some ideas of the things that I'm thinking about when I do get a new set. So, for example, I'm looking at this adorable set, which I believe is called Handout, and I spot this super cute like glass. It's like a hand holding a champagne glass, a little bubbly. And the other thing I like to do is to play with combinations of words and images. So, you know, a cute hand reaching out with a cocktail glass like that. There's a bunch of cute images in here, or excuse me, cute sentiments in here that you could add in various spots. So if you have a party some night in your planner and you want to just kind of toss this over at in the corner of one of your boxes or along the edge of one of your columns, how adorable is that? I just stamped it in some VersaFine. That was the first stamp ever. I don't even think I primed it, and it came out perfectly. And, you know, just color that in with some colored pencils or whatever your favorite colored medium is, or leave it plain. And that would be just such a cute way to say, hey, we've got a party going on tonight. There are a bunch of other adorable sentiments in here, or phrases, I guess I should say. These aren't really cards, but so if I stamp that again, and then I'm grabbing this other little phrase, inking it up really well, and kind of now I'm going down here in the left corner because this is a bit of a bigger phrase, and it just says, looks like you could use one of these. And I sort of smeared it. That was my first time stamping, so let's ink that up again and do it a little more carefully. Oh yeah, it comes out perfectly when you do it carefully, but that is super adorable. That could go on a card to someone, or if you, you know, you want to send someone just a cute little note, or that could go right in your own planner, like, hey, TGIF, it's the end of the week. Maybe you need to relax and have some downtime and maybe enjoy a glass of wine or something like that. But super cute. And then the nice thing about these guys is that they come with dies. And I'm just going to open this pack. So this one with the arm reaching out and the glass, that would be the die. So if I wanted to, I could cut that out and color it separately and put it in my planner. So if you're a Copic colorer but you don't like to color in your planner pages. These dies are awesome for stuff like that. You can cut out these tiny images instead of having to fussy cut around all of that, and then pop them in your planner with just a little bit of tape adhesive or glue gun, glue stick, whatever you like to use. Now I am pulling out this Banners and More set. And again, sometimes when you look at a whole set together, it's like, you know, it looks cute, but it's overwhelming. There's so much to see that you don't even see all the details. So when I ordered this, I was just like, okay, I'm a functional planner, and all these cool boxes and shapes are fantastic places for me to put an event, right? Like, document, you know, I'm going here, or I have an appointment, or whatever. I wasn't even paying attention to these little guys, these little, like, I don't even know what you would call them, like little excitement marks. And look, you can like, oh, I gotta stamp them right? You can add a little pizzazz to any of your statements or anything that you have going on in your planner with just a couple little, isn't that cute? I love that. And so again, it's like playing with these, pulling them out before you have an actual project to work on, and just pulling them out to play with them. It's like you see some things sometimes for the first time. Again, I'm looking at this again, and this little arrow that is in here. And these designers and the people that come up with these sets, all these little details are so carefully thought out, and sometimes like they're missed by the consumer. So I'm inking that up for the first time, and like, how cute is that little arrow? If you had something that ran across several days in your planner, like let's say you are out of town or you have an event that runs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this little arrow, you could write what the event is and then have this little arrow run across your page. That would be adorable. Super cute. So, I just wanted to share with you guys, you know, if you're not altogether comfortable with stamping, or you're just kind of exploring that, something I would highly recommend is when you get new stamps or pull out sets that you really haven't used a whole lot, maybe that even better, but like play with them just without having a specific goal in mind. Just get a scratch paper and play with them, because I swear I think you'll come up with ideas that you'd never thought of before, and I think you will see your stamps in a new light. Like any of these boxes, there's one with a heart, there's one with a smiley face, one with a little arrow. Gosh, they're all so cute. This one has an exclamation point. But if these didn't apply, or if you wanted to jazz them up a little, again, stamp this super sweet little cupcake on a piece of scratch paper and cut it out, and then stick that right on top of the arrow, and then it becomes a birthday banner. Or grab your icons, any little icons that you have that would be large enough to fit that, this little takeout, or a little book if you have a book club, anything that you have, and just stamp the little icon and stick it on top, and you know, suddenly you have this custom little appointment window. So anyway, just a really short little blurb today. I hope that's helpful. I hope it gets your wheels spinning, and you know, just a peek into my behind the scenes process of really getting comfortable with my stamps and playing around with them and getting my ideas going. Thanks guys, have a great day. I always appreciate you being here. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Check out more information over on my blog if you are viewing this on YouTube. See you next time. Before I let you go, I just wanted to give you one more peek of some other stamping that I did off camera. Just playing around with placement. Those little fingers you can point in like from the side, which I thought was cute, or from the bottom. And then I'm a volleyball player, so those two hands and the circle were like, oh, I'm setting my volleyball. I used these hexagons and I linked them together in various ways. I put the solid circle inside that dashed circle. I put some icons inside that shade. The possibilities are just endless. So get your stamps out when they're new, play with them, I promise you it will spark some ideas and you'll have some fun. Thanks, guys. See you later.